Well, it's finally happening. We're getting the Mario Party we've always wanted. People are through the roof about it. Yet many people are also angry, or at the very least wary about this game. I, for one, am extremely hyped and wary about it. There's a lot of stuff I'd love to see, a lot of things I'm very concerned about, a lot of predictions, and just in general, a lot of stuff to go over. But first, controversy. Check any YouTube video, tweet, or really anything about this game, and you'll find people angry about how this should have been an expansion to Super Mario Party. And to that I say, that would literally never work, but I understand the sentiment. These two games are completely incompatible. One uses exclusively motion controls, the other uses exclusively buttons. There are different coin prices, dice sizes, there are no partners, etc., etc. Mechanically, these titles have nothing to do with each other. This all seems like a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. What your complaint should actually be is, I think you should have made more content for Super Mario Party before making this game specifically, which is totally true. Super Mario Party had an absolutely pathetic amount of content. I mean, there are only 4 boards, all of which are incredibly simple and boring. Plus, a ton of filler modes. They really dropped the ball on that one. Though, just a heads up for next time, Nintendo literally always makes it clear when a game will have post-launch support before release. If a game doesn't have enough content at launch and Nintendo hasn't brought up DLC, I'd definitely assume that there isn't gonna be any until stated otherwise. All that being said, what happened with Super Mario Party was incredibly scummy and really put a damper on what should have been an only positive announcement. For shame. And speaking of a lack of content, All-Stars only has 5 boards, huh? But the series standard up to this point has been 6. Mario Party 5 even had 7 boards, and the original had a whopping 8. Now, only being 1 off from the standard doesn't seem like that big a deal, but like, Super Mario Party sold over 15 million copies. Should the newest and greatest game in the series struggle to compete with its N64 and GameCube predecessors? Especially with that much money behind it. And a lot of the content in this game clearly reuses assets from Super Mario Party and even the top 100. Plus, it's all based on pre-existing content. Like, come on, guys. I mean, the amount of minigames could certainly make up for that. Superstars has 100 of them, which is the biggest for a mainline Mario Party. Usually the average is about 70 to 80, so that's like 20 minigames in exchange for 1 board. Whether that's worth it is up to you. I still honestly think Nintendo could do better, but I mean, it's ND Cube. You can't expect too much. Anyways, that's enough negative talk because I am so excited. This looks like the return to form we've been waiting years for. Normal boards, chance time, battle minigames, boo stealing, duels, even the tiny stuff like 1 to 10 dice and 20 coin stars. I am so psyched about this. They even brought back Birdo. I love Birdo. Even all this stuff I thought we'd never see again, like the Mario Party 1 board has the flag Koopa in it, and the 2 and 3 boards still have banks and skeleton keys. Like, wow. Oh, and the minigames, oh my god. 100 classics all combined together feels like an almost new experience. And if what we've seen so far is such a massive win, I gotta wonder what we haven't seen. Like, what are the 2 missing boards, for instance? So far, we've got Peach's Birthday Cake, Spaceland, and Woody Woods. All incredibly solid choices. And based off of that, here's what I think will happen. First off, we need a final board. Every Mario Party has had one, with harder gimmicks, wild designs, and Bowser theme. Just Bowser theme. Looking at the 4 boards that could fill this role, I think there are 2 that are better than the rest. One is Waluigi's Island, which which, unfortunately, despite how fun that board is, wouldn't really make sense to be in this game. As DLC, it'd be great, but as the final board, that would be incredibly random. So all that remains is what I personally think this game's final board will be: Bowser Land. Thematically, it's just the coolest one, being an evil amusement park in a volcano. The gimmicks here are wild. Evil versions of banks and shops, the blooper go-round, and of course, the Bowser Parade. Games here are always a blast and have a ton of strategy. Changing the path of the parade to screw someone over is always hilarious. I think it'd be a great pick, personally. As for the other board, taking into account not including overlapping themes and similar gimmicks, I'd go with Mario's Rainbow Castle. Being a linear board sets it apart from the crowd, and the gimmick of Bowser and Toad constantly swapping places, and the multitude of ways you can screw each other over with that, would be great fun. Unfortunately, this means Mario Party 3 wouldn't get a second board, which is all the more reason why there should be 6 boards in this game instead of 5, you know, for symmetry's sake. But if they do add another Mario Party 3 board, I'd go with Spiny Desert. Unique theme, tons of fun ways to get around the board, and Mirage Stars are either hilarious or infuriating, which is like peak Mario Party. Now, as far as the characters go, with Birdo and Rosalina being the only outliers from the usual 8 so far, I'm not quite sure what to expect. Say what you will, but Super Mario Party had the largest character roster of any Mario Party. So do I think that'll carry over here? Honestly, no. There are 100 minigames, which means quite a lot of animation would be required. And since these minigames and boards are from older titles, a huge chunk of Bowser's minions are probably off limits, considering they're already part of said minigames and boards. So, my hopes, well, one obvious one is Pauline. Everyone loves Pauline. Camelot has put her in their games, and ND Cube should follow suit. I doubt anyone would disagree with that. I think Pom Pom could easily be recycled from Super, saves on animations, and since she's such a new character, she wouldn't conflict with any of the older content. Diddy Kong is always a safe bet. Spike could come back. Maybe Kamek. I'd also love to see a wild card, somebody nobody expects. Like Egad, Cappy, one of the Brutals, Toadsworth, Nabbit. Heck, they could even bring back Tumble. Love that guy, has a square head, it's extremely aspirational. And speaking of bringing people back, I think it may actually be possible. The Koopa Kids. I don't know if ND Cube, isn't legally allowed to acknowledge these characters' existence, but if they could, this would be the best time to bring them back. As a celebration of classic Mario Party, one has to point out just how big a role the Koopa Kids had in these games. They were playable in 5 and 6, and played major roles in literally every game up until 8. These little guys were kind of a big deal, and have become infamous as a sort of dead Mario character. It would generate a lot of buzz if they were brought back. I don't even care if they'd have to alter their designs to make it clear that they and Bowser aren't actually related. This should absolutely happen. Please. But all those predictions lead to one of the biggest discussions we can have here. Will this game have post-launch support? 'Cause God, I hope so. This is like one of the few games where I wouldn't mind if it becomes a sort of ongoing project. Because you know we'll end up getting a bunch of iterative sequels that remove all the content from each previous game. When I think what everybody actually wants is the ultimate Mario Party game. I'm talking more boards from the N64 era, boards from the GameCube and Mario Party 8, more characters, more minigames, more items, more spaces. Maybe if we go far enough, Nintendo could finally acknowledge the existence of Mario Party DS. Putting this all together in one package seems like a much better idea than pumping out sequels with different sets of classic boards and minigames. Combining them all together just seems more fun. Not to mention that yearly sequels just aren't as acceptable as they were on the GameCube and N64. I mean, Super Mario Party came out
3
years ago and people still feel cheated. And if Superstar 2 comes out in a year or two, people could still feel cheated then, or might not even care. Compare that to the long-term support like every other Nintendo game is getting, and like most other games in general. It just seems like a way better deal if microtransactions aren't involved. Imagine if we got a GameCube expansion or season pass or something. Pay $30 and get a bunch of boards and minigames from Mario Parties 4 through 7. I don't think anybody would complain. We could get more N64 packs, a Wii or DS pack. Sky's really the limit. Now, do I think this will actually happen? Frankly, no. I think we could get some free post-launch stuff if we're lucky, maybe a board or two, but I don't think ND Cube are forward-thinking enough to make this game a platform for future content. It just seems woefully out of character. That was a tangent and a half. What else would I love to see in this game? Well, Mario parties are often known for their side content and single-player campaigns, I guess. Honestly, they usually aren't very good, or at least not very memorable. Like, does anybody remember Super Duel? Tell me with a straight face that you know the intricate plot details of Mario Party 6's single-player campaign. You can't do it. All of that being said, if there's one mode I think would be a good fit for this game, I think they should bring back the 1 versus 1 duel mode of Mario Party 3. There are a bunch of small, cute, and simple boards that would be very easy to implement, and you can recruit various partners with various stats and effects to attack each other. And since Switch games often focus on the fact that you have 2 controllers by default with the Joy-Cons, and this game is from the N64 era of Mario Party, I think it'd be a great fit. Another side mode I'd like to see comes from Mario Party DS. Just about every single Mario Party has had its own sort of puzzle game. And in Mario Party DS, they compiled all of them up to that point. Perfect for a portable system. And would you look at that? We've got another Mario Party for a portable system that's specifically celebrating Mario Party's history. We already got Mario's Puzzle Party. Why not add Bob-omb Breakers, Peace Out, Blockstar, Stick and Spin, and all the rest? And then add online play. Mario Party 9's puzzle game, Castle Clear Out, was added to Clubhouse Games, and that ended up being one of the most popular in the collection. There's clearly demand here. After all of that, just add a decent campaign and the usual minigame-focused modes, and I think we're golden. After all of this, what more is there to talk about? Be sure to give us lots of options to customize our matches. Super Mario Party had pretty lousy options. Make sure the online doesn't suck, that'd be neat. Maybe throw people who bought Super Mario Party a bone. Like, maybe a discount or a new free board for Super Mario Party reusing assets from this game. How about the Mario Party 2 costumes as unlockables, or post-launch DLC, if this game gets post-launch support at all? And above all, I hope they don't mess this up. It almost seems cruel to say this, but ND Cube is probably one of Nintendo's worst developers. Clubhouse Games is literally the highlight of their career right now. Other than that, they haven't made a game that's above good, I guess. These are the people who made Mario Party 10 and Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. If anyone could mess up this slam dunk of a concept, it's them. They have minigames down pretty pat, but when it comes to board balancing, they're usually kinda awful about it. Hopefully taking inspiration from past games will remedy this somewhat. So that was a lot. What boards and characters do you all want to see? Any side modes I'm forgetting about? Want to write an essay about how Booksquirm is God's gift to mankind? Let me have it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, maybe leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and I'd appreciate it muchly. Thank you, and happy partying!